Do you like robots? Robots that fight, destroy, and are fun to play with? I do too. Well, these robots in Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon can fly, shoot, kick your way to victory. The game follows the anime during the 1-year war arc, and there's 3 modes in the game you can play. There's an arcade mode, a versus mode, and a campaign mode. I'm going to talk about just the campaign mode. Campaign is split into 2 pieces. You can play as a Federation, or you can play as a Zeon. That makes the 2 campaigns differ is which mobile suits you get to pick, basically. Since most of the missions are just filler, and when you stumble onto a story mission, you can be taken by surprise that there's actually voice acting in the game.
Enemy infiltrated Site 7. Destroy enemy mobile suit units. You can do it. Kai, I'm counting on you. Allied mobile suits are also launching. You should have a little more confidence in us.
You always know how to make me feel better, Sayla.
Kai, I'm counting on you.
And it's kind of weird how they do the cutscenes. It's like a little pop-up. Like when you get a virus, there's just a little pop-out ad. You know, it's all right for the time that this game came out. The missions start out pretty easy, but they get brutal later on. I found myself steamrolling at the beginning of the game, having no problem with anything. It didn't matter what it was. I could beat it no matter what. It was easy. Boom. Done. The only mission I really struggled in the beginning was this timed mission. I just had to live for so long. And I wasn't really getting that. And I was just trying to beat this one Gundam. This is the one that's piloted by Amaru, if I remember correctly. And it's just super powerful. I just had to run away. Because, like, I couldn't do any damage to it. It was just super strong, and I couldn't do anything with any of my mobile suits. It didn't matter what it did. And it's weird how they rate mission difficulty. You can stumble onto a mission that is rated hard, and it could be unbeatable to you. But then you stumble onto another mission that's rated hard, and that mission is easy AF. Some of these timed missions, especially timed missions don't need you to be good at the game. You just have to live for the most part. And sometimes you'll stumble onto a timed mission where you need your allies to live. That can sometimes be a problem if you stumble onto Amaru, who you can't like kill at all, and he just wipes the floor with all of your buddies, and then you just lose, and I don't know what to do. I can't do any damage to him. It's just impossible. It's weird how this how Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon also handles. This game was released on the PS2 in 2001, and it somehow does not use the right thumbstick or anything, because the camera is controlled by either pressing circle, locking on something that's nearby, or if there's nothing nearby, it is a passive camera that simply moves wherever you're moving. And it's a slow, gradual shift. It can kind of be annoying since it's just not where you need it to be. Another thing that can be annoying is invincibility frames. There's invincibility frames when the Gundam gets knocked down, or Gundam or mobile suits get knocked down, and they have this period of time from when they're trying to get up, and even when they're up fully, they still have invincible frames. It's just kind of jarring. Doesn't make any sense, and I think it's only there for the 2-player functionality. It just doesn't make it. It just does not feel good. Land battles are probably the best thing that this game has as well. When you play in space, there really isn't anything going on in space besides mobile suits that you have to destroy. Sometimes you'll catch an odd big ship that you have to protect or possibly destroy. But when you don't have that in a space battle, all you're getting is just this wide emptiness that it just does not fit. It does not work. Space combat in of itself is just boring. There's no land to climb. There's no real obstacles. It's really just emptiness. You click circle so you lock onto the nearest enemy and then you just shoot at them. That's all you do in the space. That's just it. When you're on land, there's actual like difference in it. You'll have some leafy green forest. You'll have the Great Canyon, which is a great map, as you know, two basically mountains on each side of the map. There's a river that separates them, so you get kind of everything. Because there's sea battles in this game. Sea battles is kind of pretty bad since most of the map is just underwater, but then there's just this random island in the middle of it. It's just bad. There's nothing to the sea map. When you're on the actual, like when you're on Grand Canyon, you get the sea map and then you get the land map, and that's just the best of both worlds. You at least get the sea, and you're still on land, which is the best part of this game, for its landscapes, for the battlegrounds where you play. The land missions they're just better. Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Zeon is just such a weird game that should be better than what it is, especially if you're a big fan of the anime. Gundam suffers the sad fate of it. It's cool initially, but it overstays its welcome. There's not enough there to keep you wanting to play the game. You kind of hit a block and you're just like, wow, okay, this is the same stuff I've been doing at the beginning of the game. There's nothing different going on here. That's just it. This game is done. It's just the same thing over and over and over again, and I can't stand it. It's not good enough or mechanically interesting enough for me to want to keep playing. The campaign ends up being way too long and too basic to make you want to keep playing. It's just not enough going on. It'd be nice if there was more cutscenes and more voice acting. That would kind of help it, but it's really just a mindless grind against either really easy opponents or super tough opponents. There's no middle ground. There's nothing that's like challenging but still doable. It's weird. It's very weird. The best way to finish the campaign or beat the campaign, is just to use for the Zeon side, just to use the Char mobile. Char's mobile is, I assume, the best one in the game, and you can't just use it every single time because you need to give it a couple missions to rest. So even if you fail a mission, it'll still go back to 100%. All in all, Gundam is just a poor game. It needs more in it to make it feel better. The campaigns just need more cutscenes. You need to feel like you're actually doing something. You're just a no-name grunt in the campaign. That's all you are. You're not even one of the lead characters. And you don't even get to play with the lead characters most of the time. So it's just rather empty. You're just doing busy work the whole time. That's not the fun part of Gundam. Gundam, you're there for the action, yes. You're also there for the story that can be made. And all these filler missions. There's no story. You're not getting anything. It's just you're existing. You're there. Oh wow, this is so cool. I mean, it's not good. Arcade and Versus doesn't suffer from campaign's faults with the story. Arcade is very story-driven missions, and they have a little cutscene for them with the best girl, say like cheering you on. But yeah, that's about it. Game's not too bad. It's just it could have been way better. That's all it is.